ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवती शारदा देवीये। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवती शारदा देवीये। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। ॐ नमो भगवती शारदा देवीये। ॐ श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। विघ्न विनाशक विनायका। विघ्न विनाशक विनायका। परिमुगने गणनायका। परिमुगने गणनायका। विघ्न विनाशक विनायका। विघ्न विनाशक विनायका। परिमुगने गणनायका। परिमुगने गणनायका। आदिमूलः गण विनायका। आदिमूलः गण विनायका। ज्ञानावली विधि विनायका। ज्ञानावली विधि विनायका। नमो कुमारा विनायका। नमो कुमारा विनायका। परिमुगने गणनायका। परिमुगने गणनायका। विघ्न विनाशक विनायका। विघ्न विनाशक विनायका। परिमुगने गणनायका। परिमुगने गणनायका। ವಿನಾಯಕ ಆದಿ ಮೊದಲ್ವನ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಆದಿ ಮೊದಲ್ವನ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಲಿಮೆಲಿ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಲಿಮೆಲಿ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಲಂಬೋ ಕುಮಾರ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಲಂಬೋ ಕುಮಾರ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಪಣಿಮುಗನೆ ಗಣನಾಯಕ ಪಣಿಮುಗನೆ ಗಣನಾಯಕ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಶಕ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ भगवान की जय।
ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। नमामि शंकर भवानि शंकर नमामि शंकर भवानि शंकर उमा महेश्वर तव शरणम्। उमा महेश्वर तव शरणम्। ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। धम्म परात् पर पूर्ण महेश्वर ब्रह्म परात् पर पूर्ण महेश्वर गंगाधर हर तव शरणम्। गंगाधर हर तव शरणम्। ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। जप शिव 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 निरन्तरम्। जप शिव 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 निरन्तरम्। स्मर हर 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 निरन्तरम्। स्मर हर 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 निरन्तरम्। ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। शिव 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 शिवाय नमः। शिव 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 शिवाय नमः। हर 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 हराय नमः। हर 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 हराय नमः। ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। ओम शिव परात् परा शिव ओंकारा शिव तव शरणम्। शिवाय नमो हर 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 हराय नमो हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो हर 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 हराय नमो हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो
ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय।
सावरियारे सावरियारे
सावरियारे सावरिया
अरे सावरियारे सावरियारे
सावरियारे सावरिया
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया रे
सावरिया रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया रे सावरिया रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया
तो माखन चोर गिरधारी रे सावरिया
माखन चोर गिरधारी रे सावरिया
तो माखन चोर गिरधारी रे सावरिया
माखन चोर गिरधारी रे सावरिया
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया
तेरा गरुदा ऊपर असवारी रे सावरिया
तेरा गरुड़ ऊपर सवारी रे सावरिया
तेरा गरुदा ऊपर असवारी रे सावरिया
तेरा गरुड़ ऊपर सवारी रे सावरिया
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया
तो शंख चक्रधारी रे सावरिया तो
शंख चक्रधारी रे सावरिया
तो शंख चक्रधारी रे सावरिया तो
शंख चक्रधारी रे सावरिया
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर धारी रे
सावरिया पीताम्बर
Savariyare, Savariyare,
Savariyare, Savariya.
तो हर दुखिया नरक वाला रे सावरिया,
तू हर दुखिया नरक वाला रे सावरिया।
तो हर दुखिया नरक वाला रे सावरिया,
तू हर दुखिया नरक वाला रे सावरिया।
सावरिया पीतंबर धारी रे,
सावरिया पीतांबर धारी रे।
सावरिया पीतंबर धारी रे,
सावरिया पीतांबर धारी रे।
सावरिया रे सावरिया रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया।
सावरिया रे सावरिया रे सावरिया रे,
सावरिया रे सावरिया।
सावरिया पीतंबर धारी रे,
सावरिया पीतांबर धारी रे।
सावरिया पीतंबर धारी रे,
सावरिया पीतांबर धारी रे।
सावरिया रे सावरिया रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया।
तो हर दुखिया नरक वाला रे सावरिया, तो
हर दुखिया नरक वाला रे सावरिया।
तो हर दुखिया नरक वाला रे सावरिया, तो
हर दुखिया नरक वाला रे सावरिया।
सावरिया पीतंबर धारी रे,
सावरिया पीतांबर धारी रे।
सावरिया पीतंबर धारी रे
सावरिया पीतांबर
धारी रे, सावरिया रे सावरिया रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया।
सावरिया रे सावरिया रे सावरिया रे
सावरिया रे सावरिया।
ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय।
नमः श्री अतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे. Revered Pravrajika Ishtaprana Mataji, respected elders, dear sisters and brothers, Aum Namo Narayanaya. This morning it gives me great joy to discuss some interesting incidents in the life of Swami Vivekananda, lovingly known as Swamiji. Swamiji is one of the greatest spiritual giants of modern times. His bold and fearless character inspire us and make us feel that we too should be strong and successful. Today, the world reveres and admires Swami Vivekananda, but few know what challenges he had to face in his life. Young Naren faced many hardships when he lost his father, who was a lawyer by profession. Naren went from door to door, looking for a job, but was not successful. He and his family hardly had any food to eat, yet Naren never lost faith and courage. He persevered until he reached his goal. When Sri Ramakrishna passed away, the young monks had nowhere to go. No one paid any attention to them, but through the grace of their master, they never returned home to lead a worldly life. Under the leadership of Swami Vivekananda, the direct disciples of the master made great sacrifices to establish the worldwide Ramakrishna Math and mission. Often they went to bed hungry, yet they were cheerful and content. The love that their master gave them kept them together. They spent most of their time in meditation, study of the scriptures, and serving humanity selflessly. We are amazed and deeply touched to learn that they had only one good set of clothing, which was used by the monk who had to leave the monastery on some errand. Swamiji's exceptional life is a great motivation, especially to us, the youth. His teachings reflect his own. Having experienced innumerable challenges himself, he said, "Sacrifice, sacrifice. No great work is achieved without sacrifice." Swamiji and his brother disciples underwent many hardships to help suffering humanity. They happily renounced the world for a greater and nobler cause. The young monks went on pilgrimage throughout India. Once, many people came to meet Swamiji and asked for spiritual instructions. Although it seems unbelievable, they made him speak continuously for 3 days and nights without giving him a moment's rest. They did not even ask him whether he had eaten. On the 3rd night, when all the visitors had left, a poor man came to him and said, "Swamiji, I am much pained to see that you have not eaten any food these 3 days. You must be very tired and hungry. Indeed, I have noticed that you have not even taken a glass of water." Swamiji said, "I thought that the Lord himself had come in the form of this poor man to test me. Through the kindness of his heart, he brought me the cooked food. I shed tears of love and gratitude and thought, thousands of such large-hearted men live in lowly huts, and we despise them as low castes and untouchables. When I became well acquainted with the Maharaja of Khetri, I told him of the noble act of this man. To the man's utter amazement, the Maharaja praised him and made provisions for all his requirements." In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna Bhagavan teaches Arjuna to fight for dharma or righteousness. The Lord says, "It does not befit you to be weak. Wake up, O Great One, and fight the battle of life." Amazingly, knowledge about the Atman or soul is given to Arjuna on the battlefield. This indicates that life is full of challenges, but we have the strength to go forward and not to be weak. Swami Vivekananda is the embodiment of strength and enthusiasm to do good. Sri Sarada Devi, the divine consort of our master Sri Ramakrishna, always encouraged and guided the young monks. Once Mother Sharda recalled what an austere life they led at the Baranagore monastery. Niranjan, Swami Niranjanananda, and the others often starved. They spent all their time in japam and meditation. One day they resolved among themselves, "Well, we have renounced everything in the name of Sri Ramakrishna. Let us see if he will supply us with food if we simply depend on him. Neither will we tell anyone about our wants, nor will we go out for alms." Saying so, they covered themselves with their shawls and sat down for meditation. The whole day passed. It was late at night when they heard someone knocking at the door. Naren, that is Swami Vivekananda, left his seat and asked one of his brother monks, "Please open the door and see who is there. First, check if he has anything in his hand." What a miracle! When the door was opened, they found that a man had come from Lala Babu's Krishna temple near the Ganges with various delicacies in his hand. They were overjoyed and became convinced of the protecting hand of Sri Ramakrishna. They then offered that food to the master and partook of the prasad. Such things happen many a time. So we see that when we sincerely trust in God and have faith in His divine power, He will surely provide for us. Swamiji was a genius. He could remember anything he had heard or read just once. A new set of Encyclopedia Britannica had been purchased for the Ramakrishna Math. Seeing the new shining volumes, a disciple said to Swamiji, "It is impossible to read all these volumes in a single lifetime." He was unaware that Swami Vivekananda had already finished 10 volumes and had begun the 11th one. Swamiji replied, "What do you say? Ask me anything you like from these 10 volumes and I will answer your questions." The disciple was astonished and asked, "Have you read all these books?" Being examined, Swamiji was not only able to answer every question, but at places he gave the answers exactly as they appeared in the books. When he was asked how he could accomplish such a feat, Swamiji replied, "It is through the power of prayer and mind and sense control. Anyone who is able to control his or her mind and observes chastity acquires the unique ability to remember things for a long time." Laying great emphasis on good character, Swamiji said, "Education is not the amount of information that is put into your brain and runs riot there, undigested all your life. We want that education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet." We are enthralled to hear about Swamiji's success at the World Parliament of Religions held in Chicago in 1893. Swamiji's brilliance and courage are unparalleled. He did not know anyone in America. He did not know where he would stay, who would provide his meals, or any other detail. Through the grace of God, he became the greatest speaker at the Parliament because he had implicit faith in himself and in God. We learn from Swamiji to be confident and fearless. Thus, we too can progress and be successful. We must do whatever is necessary to the best of our ability and always have faith in ourselves and in God. It is important to note that Swamiji was not tempted by the luxury and wealth of America. He went there specially to seek help for the poor people of India. As Swamiji said, after his victory at the Parliament, every home was open to him. However, Swamiji was unable to rest on the luxurious bed, remembering the hungry people in India. He shed tears of pain and sorrow, trying to think how he would be able to bring comfort to those that were suffering in his country. He was totally selfless and loved to help anyone that was suffering. He once said, "Even if a single dog in my country is starving, my whole religion would be to feed it." Swamiji advises us to follow everything that makes us physically, mentally, morally, and spiritually strong. His teachings motivate us. He says, "Stand up, be bold, be strong. Take the whole responsibility on your shoulders and know that you are the creator of your own destiny. Strength is life. Weakness is death. And what causes fear? Ignorance of our real nature." He repeatedly reminds us of the presence of God in our hearts and says, "Each soul is potentially divine, and the purpose of life is to manifest this divinity." Remember, we are not alone. God is with us. Swamiji's stimulating words instill hope and courage in us. They enable us to achieve productive goals. We can make our lives fruitful by taking the responsibility on our shoulders. Heroes like Swami Vivekananda are constructive and of a great advantage to us. When faced with challenging decisions, Swamiji's powerful teachings enable us to act rightly. The ability to sacrifice and forbear strengthen our character. Swami Vivekananda's great strength of character motivates us. Happiness and contentment are important virtues that make life's journey pleasant. Noble qualities like being supportive, understanding, and being sympathetic are true marks of greatness. May Swamiji bless and guide us to be productive, progressive, and constructive. Hari Om Tat Sat.
मन मुकुर सुधार वरनो रघुवर विमल यश जोदायक फलचार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय चौपाई जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत तुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन चिंतामन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिया दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई विध कही सके कहाते, तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा, तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना, युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानो, प्रभु मोद्रिका मिलि मुख माहि, जल्दी राम जय अचरज नाहि, दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते, राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे, सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना, आपने तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कापे, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे, नाशे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा, संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, शाश्वत जीवन फल पावे, चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंतकाल रघुपति पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चेतन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई, संकट हरे मीटे सब पीरा, जो सुनिरे हनुमत बलबीरा, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटई बंदी महासुख होई, जोया परे हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महादेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महादेरा, दोहा पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय सुरभूप, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
Om Namo Narayanaya. Let us sit calmly for a few moments and contemplate on the powerful and progressive teachings of Swami Vivekananda. The calmer we are and the less disturbed our nerves, the more shall we love and the better will our work be. Let strong, positive, helpful thoughts enter into your mind from childhood. Infinite patience, infinite purity, and infinite perseverance are the secret of success. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ तत्सत्
जय श्री गुरु महाराज की
जय।
महामाई की
जय।
स्वामी जी महाराज की
जय।
गंगा मात की
जय।
महावीर स्वामी जी की
जय।
सर्व ऋषि मुनीन की
जय। पार्वती पतये हर हर